The time has come for you to step into the life you were always meant to live. It's time to let go of the old version of yourself, the one held back by fear, doubt, and comfort, and make room for the person you are truly meant to become. This is not just about changing your habits or improving your skills. It's about transforming your entire mindset and way of living. It's about shedding the old and giving birth to a stronger, more focused, and more determined version of you. In this audiobook, we're going to dive deep into how you can stop holding yourself back, how you can leave behind the limitations and excuses that have kept you stuck, and how you can finally start living a life of true power. This isn't a quick fix or a magic solution. It's about hard work, mental toughness, and persistence. But I promise, when you start applying these principles, you'll see real change. You'll feel the difference in your energy, your mindset, and your life. Stay with me, because what you're about to learn will challenge everything you thought you knew about success and personal growth. If you're ready to take that step into a new reality, to build the life you deserve, then keep watching. The man inside of you is waiting to be born, and the only thing standing in your way is your willingness to let go of who you were and embrace who you are meant to become. Chapter 1. Recognize the call to maturity. If you want to live a truly fulfilling life, one that leaves a lasting impact, you need to recognize the call to maturity. This isn't just about getting older or simply reaching a certain age. Maturity comes from within, and it's a decision, a choice you make to grow, take responsibility, and transform into the person you're meant to be. You see, when you're young, life is often about seeking pleasure and avoiding discomfort. You do what feels good in the moment, and you're guided by impulses. But there's a point in life when you begin to realize that the things that matter most aren't the instant gratifications. The call to maturity is that quiet voice that says, it's time to grow up. It's time to face your responsibilities, take control of your future, and stop running away from the discomfort that brings growth. I want you to stop right now and think, when was the last time you truly faced something difficult without running away from it? The truth is, this is the point where so many people fail to grow. They avoid the hard stuff, hoping it'll magically resolve itself. But the hard stuff? That's where the real lessons are, and that's where growth happens. The moment you recognize the call to maturity, it will challenge you. It will ask you questions you don't want to answer. It will push you to confront your fears, your insecurities, and your weaknesses. And it will ask you to rise above them. This is not a journey for the faint-hearted. It's a journey that requires courage, perseverance, and determination. But let me tell you something. The payoff is extraordinary. You've probably heard someone say, "That's just the way I am." Maybe you've even said it yourself. Well, I'm here to tell you that "that's just the way you are" is a cop-out. It's a way to justify staying in your comfort zone, in your familiar habits, and never pushing for more. The truth is, you don't have to stay the way you are. The call to maturity tells you that you have the power to change, to develop, to improve, and to create the kind of life you truly desire. As you answer this call, you're going to need to be honest with yourself. I'm not talking about the kind of honesty where you say, "I'm doing my best," just to avoid facing the truth. I'm talking about real self-awareness, the kind that forces you to take a hard look at where you are and where you want to go. If you can't face the truth of where you are right now, then you'll never have the clarity you need to take the right actions. You need to get clear on what it means to be mature. Maturity doesn't just mean age. It means emotional control. It means accountability. It means making decisions that align with your long-term goals, not just short-term pleasures. Maturity comes when you stop blaming others for your circumstances and take ownership of your life. It comes when you stop making excuses and start making progress. Now, recognizing the call to maturity doesn't mean you have to have everything figured out. I want you to realize that maturity is a process. It's about taking small, consistent steps every day that lead you toward becoming the person you want to be. It's not about perfection, it's about making progress. And when you start making progress, you begin to see the shifts that will change your life for the better. When I look at people who have achieved success, one thing stands out: they answered the call to maturity early in their lives. They didn't wait for some magical moment to arrive. They made the decision and they stuck with it. But I'll tell you, there is no magic moment. The decision is made every single day when you wake up and choose to face the challenges head on, when you decide to be more than you were yesterday. So how do you recognize the call to maturity in your life? Well, it starts with self-reflection. Take a moment to think about your life right now. Are you taking full responsibility for it? Are you giving your best every single day, or are you letting excuses and distractions hold you back? Do you take ownership of your actions, or do you blame others for your struggles? These are the questions that, when asked honestly, will guide you to maturity. You need to ask yourself, what's holding me back from stepping into my full potential? Maybe it's fear, maybe it's self-doubt, or maybe it's the comfort of staying where you are. But you must recognize that those things are simply holding you back from the person you are meant to become. When you begin to recognize that call, you will feel it in every part of your life. Your relationships will improve, your work ethic will strengthen, and your goals will become clearer. You'll start making better decisions, and you'll stop wasting time on things that don't serve your future. Most importantly, you'll feel a sense of pride knowing you are stepping up to the challenge and creating the life you want to live. Recognizing the call to maturity also means understanding that this process is a journey, not a destination. There will be setbacks, there will be mistakes, but the key is to keep moving forward, learning from those mistakes, and growing stronger with every challenge you face. The road may be tough at times, but it's on that road where you'll find the strength to become the man you were meant to be. The call to maturity is real. It's not something that happens overnight, but once you recognize it, you'll find yourself on a path that will transform every area of your life. It's the key to unlocking your potential and creating the future you desire. So as we wrap this up, I want you to think about the next step for you. What will you do today to recognize that call? What will you commit to right now that will make you a little more mature tomorrow than you were today? The choice is yours. Answer the call and let the man inside of you be born. Chapter 2. Cultivate self-discipline. You are capable of achieving more than you realize, and it's time you start believing it. You've got the power to take your life to places you've only dreamed of. But here's the truth. You'll never get there if you don't start taking responsibility for where you are right now. The moment you realize that the key to your success, your happiness, and your future is in your hands, that's when things start to change. But you have to take it personal. When you don't take responsibility, someone else will take control of your life. Think about it. Every time you blame someone else, every time you point your finger at external circumstances, you're handing over your power, and you cannot build anything with your hands tied behind your back. You have to stop waiting for life to hand you something you deserve. It's time to take charge and own your future. Taking responsibility is the foundation of personal growth and success. It's not about waiting for someone to come along and fix things for you. It's not about looking for the next miracle or the easy way out. The reality is, you're in the driver's seat, and the direction you go in is completely up to you. But that power comes with a responsibility. If you want to succeed, you have to accept that responsibility and make it yours. When you take responsibility, you stop waiting for circumstances to change. You stop relying on other people to make things happen. You realize that your success, your happiness, and your future are yours to create. And that mindset is powerful because it gives you the freedom to design your life the way you want it. The first step in taking responsibility is to stop making excuses. Excuses are the silent killers of success. They're the little voices in your head that tell you, "I can't do this," or "it's not the right time," or "it's too hard." And if you keep listening to them, you'll stay stuck exactly where you are forever. But when you refuse to let excuses control your life, something shifts. You stop seeing obstacles and start seeing opportunities. You stop feeling like a victim of your circumstances and start feeling like the creator of your future. Taking responsibility also means owning your failures. We all face setbacks. We all experience failure. But what separates those who succeed from those who don't is how they respond to failure. If you constantly blame others or the circumstances around you, you'll never learn and grow. You'll keep repeating the same mistakes. But when you take responsibility for your failures, you acknowledge that you have the power to learn, adapt, and improve. You're in control, and that's a powerful place to be. When you take responsibility, you stop letting fear hold you back. Fear is another excuse. It's a lie that tells you that you're not good enough, not ready, or not capable. But fear is only as powerful as you allow it to be. The moment you decide to take responsibility for your future, you take away fear's control over you. You step out of your comfort zone and into your potential. One of the most liberating things about taking responsibility is that it gives you the ability to make decisions. You get to choose how you respond to the situations that life throws at you. You get to decide how you spend your time, your energy, and your resources. No one else can make those decisions for you. They're yours to make. And with that power comes the ability to create the life you've always wanted. But here's the catch: it's not always easy. It's hard to take responsibility, especially when things aren't going the way you want. It's easy to blame others, to point fingers, to get frustrated. But nothing changes unless you decide to take control. You can't wait for the perfect moment or for someone else to make things right. You have to do it yourself. You may not have control over everything in life, but you have control over your actions, your mindset, and your choices. And that's where your power lies. When you take responsibility, you unlock the ability to shape your future. You stop being a passenger in your own life and start being the driver. Taking responsibility also means taking control of your emotions. It's easy to let anger, frustration, or fear control your behavior. But when you take responsibility, you choose how to respond to these emotions. You don't let them dictate your actions. You understand that emotions are just signals, they're not permanent. And when you control your emotions, you regain control over your life. The key to mastering responsibility is to stop waiting for perfect conditions. The perfect moment never comes. There's always something that's not quite right, something that feels off, something that might not be the right time. But here's the secret: there is no right time, there is only now. The sooner you take responsibility, the sooner you begin making the changes you need to make. Waiting for the perfect moment only delays your success. When you start taking responsibility for everything in your life, everything changes. You stop seeing yourself as a victim of your circumstances and start seeing yourself as the creator of your reality. You stop making excuses and start making progress. You stop waiting for someone to change your life and start changing it yourself. This is where true power comes from. When you decide to take responsibility for your success, you make a commitment to yourself, a commitment to be better, a commitment to improve every single day. And when you make that commitment, nothing can stand in your way. So I challenge you today, stop making excuses. Stop waiting for someone else to fix things for you. Stop blaming others for your struggles. Take responsibility for your life, your future, and your success. The power is yours. The choice is yours. And when you take responsibility, you take control, and that's when your success truly begins. Chapter 3. Pursue knowledge relentlessly. The path to greatness is not for the faint-hearted, but for those willing to face challenges head-on and keep moving forward, no matter how tough it gets. If you want to break through and truly live the life you've always dreamed of, you need to stop letting excuses run your life. Excuses are the enemy of progress. They'll keep you stuck, trapped in a cycle of procrastination, regret, and unfulfilled potential. If you let excuses control your actions, you'll be stuck in the same place year after year, never making the progress you deserve. But here's the truth. The moment you decide that excuses no longer have a place in your life, that's the moment everything changes. Excuses are the stories you tell yourself to justify why you can't achieve your goals. They're the little voice in your head that says, "It's not the right time, I don't have the resources, or I'm too tired." They might sound convincing, and they might even feel comforting, but they're holding you back. You see, every excuse is a reason not to take action, and that's exactly what they do, keep you from doing what needs to be done. But here's the thing, every time you make an excuse, you're giving up on yourself. You're telling your dreams, your goals, and your potential that they don't matter enough to fight for. Let me ask you this. What's the real cost of an excuse? The truth is, each excuse comes at the cost of your growth. It steals your time, your focus, and your energy, leaving you further away from the person you know you could be. Think about it. Every time you let an excuse win, you're not just putting off your goals, you're giving up on your future. But when you decide to stop making excuses, you're telling yourself that you are worthy of success. You're telling your future that it's time to show up, take action, and make things happen. It's a powerful shift, one that requires you to take full responsibility for your actions, your thoughts, and your choices. The key to breaking free from excuses is recognizing them for what they are. Lies. They are lies that you've told yourself over and over again to justify why you're not moving forward. But what happens when you start calling those lies out for what they are? You stop believing them. You stop allowing them to dictate your actions. And once you stop believing the lies, you stop making excuses. You've got to get real with yourself. Excuses might make you feel comfortable in the short term, but in the long run, they'll only keep you stuck in the same place. You've got to get to the point where you're so determined to achieve your goals that you're willing to face the discomfort of moving forward, even when you feel like quitting. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment, because that moment doesn't exist. The only moment that matters is the one you're in right now. One of the most common excuses people make is that they don't have enough time. But the truth is, you make time for the things that matter most. If you're serious about your success, you'll find the time to do what needs to be done. It's not about having time, it's about prioritizing your goals and making them a non-negotiable part of your day. If you want something bad enough, you'll find the time. And once you stop using time as an excuse, you'll realize that you have more control over your life than you thought. Another excuse people often make is that they don't have enough resources. Whether it's money, knowledge, or connections, it's easy to look around and see what you're missing. But what if I told you that the lack of resources is just another excuse to avoid taking action? The truth is, you don't need all the resources to get started. You need determination, resilience, and a willingness to do whatever it takes to make progress. Every successful person has faced challenges, has had to overcome obstacles, and has had to start with less than ideal circumstances. But they didn't let that stop them. They kept going, one step at a time, and that's what made all the difference. The most powerful tool you have at your disposal is your mindset. The way you think shapes everything in your life. If you approach challenges with the mindset that you can overcome them, you will. If you believe that success is possible, even in the face of adversity, you'll find a way. But if you allow excuses to control your thoughts, you'll find yourself stuck in a cycle of self-doubt and inaction. Your mind is either working for you or against you. And if you want to break free from excuses, you need to train your mind to think like a winner. You need to believe that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to, no matter what obstacles stand in your way. Taking responsibility for your actions is the first step in overcoming excuses. When you take responsibility, you stop blaming external factors for your situation. You stop waiting for the perfect moment, the right opportunity, or the ideal set of circumstances. Instead, you take ownership of your choices and your actions. You understand that your future is in your hands, and no one else is coming to save you. It's all on you. And once you embrace that responsibility, you begin to make decisions with confidence and clarity. You stop waiting for things to change and start making things happen. That's how you break free from excuses. You stop being a passive observer in your own life and become an active participant in your success. The moment you decide that excuses no longer have a place in your life, that's when your transformation begins. You become unstoppable because you no longer have anything holding you back. You are free to pursue your goals, take massive action, and create the life you've always wanted. You stop being afraid of failure because you know that it's not failure that defines you. It's your ability to keep going no matter what. And that's the power of taking action in the face of fear, doubt, and uncertainty. The more you push through, the stronger you become. And the stronger you become, the closer you get to the life you've always dreamed of. Excuses will always be there, whispering in your ear, trying to convince you that it's okay to quit. But you have to make a choice. Will you listen to the excuses, or will you push through and keep going? The path to success isn't easy, but it's simple. Stop making excuses, take action, and never ever stop. Because once you commit to your success, once you make the decision to stop letting excuses control your life, you unlock your full potential. You step into your power, and nothing can stop you. So ask yourself, what are you going to do today to start taking action and stop making excuses? The choice is yours. Chapter 4. Build emotional intelligence. You can't change the way people treat you, but you can change the way you respond to them. That's the secret. Life is going to throw challenges your way, and people are going to criticize, judge, and doubt you. But here's the real power. You get to decide how to handle it. When you learn how to turn criticism into fuel for your growth, you become unstoppable. Every piece of feedback, every negative comment, every setback becomes an opportunity to rise higher, to improve, and to show the world what you're made of. This is the key to taking control of your life and becoming the person you were meant to be. Criticism is inevitable. No matter how successful you get, no matter how much you achieve, someone will always have something to say. And let's be real, sometimes it hurts. It can sting when someone questions your abilities, points out your flaws, or undermines your efforts. But here's where you have to make a decision. You can either let that criticism tear you down, or you can use it to fuel your growth. The choice is yours. This is where the true power lies. When you choose to turn criticism into your personal fuel for growth, you take the power back. You stop letting other people's opinions define you. You realize that their words are just a reflection of their own mindset, and not a reflection of your worth or potential. You become resilient in the face of criticism, and instead of letting it hurt you, you let it sharpen you. You use it as a mirror to reflect on your actions and identify areas where you can improve. Every piece of criticism becomes an opportunity to get better, to be stronger, and to push forward. Think about the most successful people in the world, the ones who have achieved greatness and created massive change. Do you think they got there by avoiding criticism? No, they got there by learning how to deal with criticism in a productive way. They didn't let the haters stop them. They didn't let the naysayers hold them back. Instead, they took every piece of criticism and used it to propel themselves toward their goals. Now, this doesn't mean you should just accept every criticism without question. Not all feedback is valid, and not all opinions are worth your time. But you need to develop the discernment to separate constructive feedback from destructive criticism. Constructive criticism is meant to help you grow. It's meant to point out areas where you can improve and become better. Destructive criticism, on the other hand, is meant to tear you down, to make you feel small, and to limit your potential. You need to learn how to recognize the difference and then use the constructive criticism to your advantage. When someone criticizes you, instead of getting defensive or angry, take a step back and ask yourself, is there any truth to this? Is there something I can learn from this? This mindset shift is incredibly powerful. It turns a potentially negative situation into a positive learning experience. It helps you see criticism not as an attack, but as an opportunity for growth. This is how you start to transform your mindset and become resilient to negativity. You stop letting other people's opinions control your actions and instead take control of your own growth. But here's the key. It's not enough to just take the criticism and reflect on it. You need to act on it. You need to take that feedback and use it to improve yourself, your work, and your life. Every time you take criticism and turn it into action, you get better. You become stronger, more confident, and more capable of handling whatever life throws your way. And the more you do this, the less impact criticism will have on you. You'll start to realize that the opinions of others don't define you, and that the only thing that matters is how you respond to those opinions. Here's the secret. When you start using criticism as fuel, you stop fearing failure. You stop being afraid of making mistakes, because you know that every failure is an opportunity to learn and grow. You stop avoiding challenges, because you know that they're the key to becoming better. You stop playing it safe and start taking risks, knowing that even if you fail, you'll learn something valuable along the way. But the most important thing is this: when you turn criticism into fuel for your growth, you stop giving other people control over your life. You stop allowing their words to dictate your actions. You stop letting their negativity hold you back from pursuing your dreams. Instead, you take charge of your own destiny. You use criticism as a stepping stone to become the best version of yourself. When you start to embrace criticism as a tool for growth, you unlock your full potential. You start seeing opportunities everywhere. You start seeing challenges as chances to grow stronger. You start taking action, not because everything is easy, but because you know that every step you take brings you closer to the person you want to become. Remember, The journey to success is not a straight line. It's full of twists, turns, and obstacles. There will be moments when you doubt yourself, when you question if you're on the right path, and when others criticize you for daring to dream big. But that's when you need to dig deep, take a breath, and remind yourself that criticism is not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of your growth. It's a sign that you're on the right track, that you're pushing the boundaries, and that you're stepping into your greatness. You have the power to take control of your life. You have the power to turn every piece of criticism into a lesson, a stepping stone, and a motivation to keep going. The more you embrace this mindset, the more you'll see that nothing and no one can stop you from achieving your dreams. Criticism is not the enemy. It's a tool, and when you learn how to use it, you'll realize that you can turn any setback into a comeback, and every challenge into an opportunity for growth. The power is in your hands. Chapter 5. Develop financial responsibility. Your dreams are not some abstract idea that only exists in your head. They are the roadmap to your life. They are the vision that calls you, the fire that ignites you, and the reason you keep moving forward, no matter what. But there's something critical that so many people miss in the pursuit of their dreams. They don't take them personally. They treat their dreams like they're distant goals to be achieved someday, rather than something that demands their immediate attention, dedication, and action every single day. When you don't take your dreams personally, you allow them to drift away. You allow distractions to take the front seat, while your deepest desires remain in the back of your mind. And here's the truth: if you don't take your dreams seriously, they will eventually fade into the background of your life, forgotten and abandoned, just like many other could-have-been plans. Dreams that are not nurtured, protected, and fought for are dreams that never come to fruition. When you fail to treat your dreams with the seriousness they deserve, you're allowing them to die. Now, let me be very clear. Dreams are not just wishes. They are not idle fantasies that you passively hope for. They are goals, plans, and actionable steps waiting to be realized. They require action, commitment, and most importantly, a personal investment. Your dreams need you to show up every day and give your best. They need you to prioritize them, to invest time, effort, and energy into making them a reality. If you're not willing to take your dreams personally, then you're not willing to do what it takes to make them real. It's easy to let life get in the way, to get caught up in the day-to-day grind and forget about the bigger picture. But here's the thing: your dreams are the big picture. Your dreams are the things that get you out of bed in the morning. They are the purpose behind your work. They are what drive you, give you meaning, and make all the struggles worth it. And when you let them slide into the background, you're giving up on the very thing that can transform your life. What happens when you finally decide to take your dreams personally? Everything changes. You stop being a passive observer of your life and start becoming the active creator of your future. You stop making excuses and start making decisions. You stop hoping for a better life and start building one. When you take your dreams personally, you move from the realm of wishful thinking to the realm of decisive action. You realize that the only person who can make your dreams come true is you. No one else can do it for you. But this doesn't mean it's easy. Far from it. The path to your dreams will not always be smooth. There will be obstacles, setbacks, and challenges that will try to deter you. There will be days when it feels like everything is working against you. But when you take your dreams personally, you don't quit. You don't let those challenges stop you. Instead, you let them fuel your determination. Every setback becomes a lesson. Every failure becomes a stepping stone towards success. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow and become stronger. And most importantly, you begin to understand that your dreams are worth the fight. When you take your dreams personally, you stop waiting for things to be perfect. You realize that perfection doesn't exist. You realize that there will never be a perfect time to start, a perfect opportunity, or a perfect set of circumstances. You have to create those things. You have to make the decision to move forward, no matter what. The sooner you realize that your dreams won't wait for you, the sooner you'll start making real progress. Because here's the reality: your dreams won't wait around for you to get your act together. They won't wait for you to feel ready. They won't wait for you to have all the answers. They'll keep calling you, but if you don't answer the call, they'll fade into the background, just like everything else you let slip through your fingers. This is why you need to take your dreams personally. Because if you don't, no one else will. No one else will treat your dreams with the urgency and care that you should. No one else will invest the time, energy, and dedication that your dreams deserve. Only you have the power to turn your dreams into reality. Only you can take the small, everyday steps that will move you closer to your goals. Only you can prioritize your dreams over distractions and obstacles. The success of your dreams is in your hands, and it's up to you to claim it. Now, let's talk about what happens when you actually make the decision to take your dreams personally. First of all, it forces you to take responsibility for your life. No longer can you blame your circumstances, your past, or the people around you for your lack of progress. When you take your dreams personally, you become fully accountable for your actions, your decisions, and your results. You stop waiting for permission or validation from others. You stop hoping that things will change on their own. Instead, you realize that you have the power to change your life. You realize that you can make your dreams come true by taking consistent, focused action every single day. Taking your dreams personally also means you stop settling. When you realize how precious your dreams are, you stop accepting mediocrity in your life. You stop letting fear, self-doubt, or external circumstances dictate the quality of your life. You realize that you are capable of achieving greatness, and you won't settle for anything less. When you start treating your dreams like the precious gifts they are, you begin to demand more from yourself and from your life. You begin to ask for more, to strive for more, and to push yourself further than you ever thought possible. This is how you build a life that matters. This is how you create a life that's aligned with your true purpose and potential. When you take your dreams personally, you stop wasting time on things that don't matter. You stop living passively and start living purposefully. You make every decision count. You make every moment count. You make your life count. And when you do that, you become the person you were always meant to be. The journey to your dreams won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. When you take your dreams personally, you are no longer just chasing after them, you're becoming them. You are turning your dreams into reality through your actions, your mindset, and your dedication. And as you make your dreams a priority, you will find that the life you've always wanted is already within your reach. You just have to decide that it's worth fighting for. So I challenge you, take your dreams personally, treat them like the most important thing in your life. Because they are. Don't wait for someone else to make them happen. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start today. Start now. And know that by taking your dreams personally, you are stepping into the life you deserve. A life of fulfillment, success, and purpose. Your dreams are waiting for you, but only if you're willing to fight for them. Chapter 6. Embrace physical health. If you're serious about changing your life, there's one thing you need to do right now. Stop waiting for things to magically happen and start taking full responsibility for your life. You are the creator of your reality. Everything you've achieved so far, or failed to achieve, is the result of the decisions you've made, the actions you've taken, or the actions you've avoided. Your success, or lack thereof, isn't about your circumstances, your environment, or your luck. It's about how you've chosen to show up for your dreams and your life. And if you want more, you have to take complete ownership of where you are and where you want to go. When you take responsibility for your life, something incredible happens. You stop making excuses. Excuses are the silent killers of dreams. They seem harmless at first, but they slowly chip away at your potential until you realize you've been making excuses for years. You say things like, "I'll do it tomorrow," "It's not the right time," or "I don't have the resources." These excuses trap you in a cycle of inaction, keeping you stuck exactly where you are. But when you decide to take responsibility for your life, you break free from that cycle. You stop blaming the outside world and take full control of what you can change: your actions, your attitude, and your mindset. The moment you embrace responsibility, you take the power back into your hands. No one else is going to change your life for you. You can't wait for someone else to make things better. Your happiness, success, and growth come from within you, not from external circumstances. Life won't hand you success on a silver platter, and no one else will put in the effort for you. It's your job to show up every day, put in the work, and stay committed, even when the going gets tough. The truth is, no one else can give you the life you want. Only you have the power to do that, and it starts with taking responsibility for where you are right now. When you take responsibility, you also take control of your emotions. Too many people let their emotions control their decisions, and that's where things go wrong. When things aren't going the way you want them to, it's easy to get frustrated, angry, or discouraged. But when you take responsibility for your life, you recognize that your emotions are your own. You can choose how you react to any situation. You don't have to let disappointment or setbacks dictate your future. You can rise above them, learn from them, and keep moving forward. That's the power of taking responsibility. You understand that your emotions are just a response, not a permanent condition. And when you take charge of them, you're free to make decisions based on what you want to achieve, not how you feel in the moment. But responsibility doesn't stop with your emotions. It also means taking full ownership of your actions. If you want different results, you need to change your behavior. Nothing in life changes until you do. The old habits, the old ways of thinking, and the old routines that haven't served you need to be replaced with new ones that will help you reach your goals. This is where most people fail. They want to change, but they aren't willing to change themselves. They want things to be different without putting in the effort to become a different person. But true change begins with the decision to step up and take responsibility for your actions. You stop making excuses for why you can't, and you start taking action toward what you want every single day. It's about taking responsibility for the choices you make, even when they're hard. You have to stop saying, "I can't," and start saying, "I will." The key to growth and progress is consistency. It's not about making big leaps all the time. It's about showing up every day and doing what you need to do, no matter how small the steps may seem. You don't have to make massive changes overnight, but you do have to make consistent progress. Small daily actions lead to big results over time. When you commit to showing up, even when you don't feel like it, you start building momentum. And that momentum will carry you further than you ever thought possible. The person you become as a result of taking responsibility and showing up is the one who ultimately achieves their dreams. Taking responsibility also means taking full ownership of your results, both good and bad. It's easy to take credit when things are going well, but true growth comes from owning your failures too. You will fail. It's not a matter of if, it's when. And when that happens, the key is not to get discouraged or give up. It's to take responsibility for your failures, learn from them, and keep going. Failure isn't the end of the road, it's just a lesson along the way. When you take responsibility for your failures, you shift your mindset from victim to victor. You stop seeing failure as something to be ashamed of and start seeing it as a necessary step on the path to success. When you stop blaming others or circumstances for your situation, you empower yourself to create a new outcome. You realize that the power to change your life has always been within you. And when you take ownership, you stop waiting for someone to rescue you or for the world to give you a break. You take charge of your life and make things happen. You take responsibility for your future, and you don't wait for permission to succeed. You don't wait for the perfect opportunity, because you create those opportunities by taking action. You don't wait for things to get easier because you get stronger in the process. You don't wait for someone else to make things happen for you, because you are the one who has the ability to make things happen. One of the most powerful things you can do for your life is to take full responsibility for your personal growth. Stop waiting for someone else to tell you what to do. Stop waiting for the right time or the perfect circumstances. Start taking action now. Start investing in yourself now. Start showing up every single day as the person you want to be. The world will meet you halfway when you take responsibility and put in the work. The universe responds to action. It responds to commitment. It responds to someone who is all in, someone who takes responsibility for their life and their dreams. The bottom line is this: your life is yours to create. It's not about circumstances, it's not about luck, it's about your actions, your mindset, and your decisions. If you want to change your life, it starts with you. It starts with taking responsibility for where you are and where you're going. When you take full ownership of your life, you empower yourself to make the changes you want to see. You stop waiting for permission. You stop waiting for someone to come along and make things better. You realize that you are the one who has the power to create the life you want. And when you fully embrace this truth, you'll find that the life you've been dreaming of is already within your reach. You just have to step up and take responsibility for it. Chapter 7. Foster meaningful relationships. It's time to realize the one thing that can truly change your entire life: your mindset. Everything you've ever achieved, everything you will achieve, hinges on one fundamental truth: your mind is the key to unlocking your future. Success, happiness, and fulfillment don't just happen. They are created by the way you think, the way you choose to perceive the world, and the way you approach each day. Your thoughts shape your reality, and the sooner you understand the incredible power your mind holds, the sooner you can begin to take control of your life in a way that you've never imagined. When you change the way you think, you change everything. Too often, we get caught in negative thought patterns, stuck in a loop of self-doubt, fear, and worry. We believe that our circumstances define us, that our current situation dictates our future. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Your thoughts are the most powerful force in your life. They are the foundation of your actions, your decisions, and ultimately, your success. Every moment, you have the power to change the way you think, the power to transform your mindset, and by extension, your life lies entirely in your hands. Think about it for a moment. How many times have you held yourself back because you didn't believe you could achieve something? How many times have you settled for less, simply because you didn't think you were capable of more? The truth is, When you believe that you're not good enough, or that success is out of your reach, you unconsciously sabotage your own progress. You stay stuck in a place of comfort because the idea of stepping into the unknown feels too risky. But the moment you change your thoughts, everything shifts. You stop telling yourself that you can't, and you start telling yourself that you can. That small shift in thinking can ignite a fire within you, propelling you forward in ways you never thought possible. The power of a positive, empowered mindset cannot be overstated. When you train your mind to focus on the possibilities rather than the limitations, you open up an entirely new world of opportunities. It's easy to get caught up in negative thinking, especially when life throws challenges your way. But the most successful people in the world aren't the ones who avoid challenges. They are the ones who meet them head-on with a mindset that says, "This is temporary, this will pass, and I will grow stronger because of it." Your mindset is your greatest weapon, and how you choose to use it can determine the course of your life. Imagine what would happen if you started each day with the belief that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. Imagine walking into every situation, whether it's a meeting, a presentation, or even just a conversation, with the confidence that you are enough and that you have the ability to succeed. This shift in thinking doesn't happen overnight, but with practice and consistency, it will become your reality. The more you reinforce the belief that you are capable, the more you will show up as that person. And when you show up with confidence, you begin to attract the opportunities, relationships, and success you desire. One of the most powerful things you can do to change your mindset is to start eliminating the negative influences in your life. That could be the people you spend your time with, the media you consume, or even the negative self-talk that runs through your mind. If you surround yourself with negativity, it's nearly impossible to cultivate a positive mindset. But when you actively choose to fill your life with positivity, with people who encourage and support you, and with thoughts that empower you, you begin to see the world in a different light. You start to believe that anything is possible. This is why self-discipline is so important. It's not just about sticking to routines or getting things done. It's about choosing every single day to feed your mind with the right kind of thoughts. It's about training your brain to focus on the positive, on the possibilities, rather than the obstacles. Every time you choose a thought that empowers you instead of a thought that limits you, you're strengthening your mindset. It's like building muscle. At first it's hard, but the more you practice, the stronger you get. Eventually, your positive mindset becomes automatic, and when challenges arise, you'll face them with the strength, confidence, and determination to overcome them. But here's the thing, you can't just hope for a better mindset, you have to work for it. You have to actively choose the thoughts that serve you, and you have to be willing to let go of the ones that hold you back. This doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending that challenges don't exist. It means facing those challenges with the unwavering belief that you have the power to overcome them. It means training yourself to see obstacles as opportunities for growth rather than insurmountable problems. When you take control of your mindset, you take control of your life. This isn't about blind optimism or pretending that everything will be easy. It's about choosing to approach life with a mindset that empowers you to take action, overcome setbacks, and keep moving forward. It's about choosing to believe that no matter what life throws your way, you have the strength to rise above it. When you cultivate a mindset like this, you stop seeing failure as something to fear and start seeing it as an essential part of the journey to success. Every time you fail, you learn. Every time you fall, you rise higher. And with each lesson you learn, your mindset becomes more unshakable. Your belief in yourself grows stronger, and your ability to handle whatever comes your way increases. You begin to see challenges not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones on your path to success. Changing your mindset is the most powerful thing you can do for yourself. It's not just about thinking positive thoughts, it's about creating a mental framework that supports your goals, dreams, and aspirations. It's about shifting your perspective from one of scarcity and limitation to one of abundance and possibility. The thoughts you think every day have the power to shape your reality, and when you take control of those thoughts, you take control of your life. So start today. Make the decision to change the way you think. Start by catching yourself in those moments of self-doubt and negativity, and choose a different thought. Every time you do, you're rewiring your brain to believe in your limitless potential. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. And as you continue on this journey, you'll notice that your mindset is shifting, your confidence is growing, and your ability to take bold, purposeful action is becoming unstoppable. This is the power of mindset, and it's yours for the taking. Chapter 8. Set and achieve ambitious goals. There's a fire inside of you that's just waiting to be unleashed. It's the spark of potential, the untapped power that can drive you to greatness. The question is, what are you going to do with it? Every single day, you have the ability to step into your full potential. Every single moment is an opportunity to make a choice, to choose to rise, to choose to become the person you've always known you were meant to be. This isn't about waiting for the right moment or hoping that things will get better on their own. This is about taking control, making a decision, and pushing yourself forward, no matter what obstacles lie ahead. You've got to take action, and not just any action, but the kind of action that leads to lasting change. It's easy to sit back and hope for things to fall into place, but nothing happens unless you make it happen. The most successful people in the world didn't just wait around for success to find them. They went out and grabbed it. They worked for it, and they fought for it with everything they had. It's time for you to do the same. There are moments in life where you feel like everything is going against you. The weight of the world feels heavier, and the obstacles seem impossible to overcome. But here's the secret that successful people know: you can't let these moments break you. You can't let them define you. It's in those moments of struggle that you must push harder, because that's when you're closest to your breakthrough. You are never more capable than when you're facing a challenge. The challenge itself is the catalyst for your growth, the moment when you discover just how strong you truly are. But here's the thing: success isn't just about pushing through the tough times, it's about consistency. It's about showing up every single day, even when it feels hard, even when the results aren't immediately visible. The path to greatness isn't paved in a straight line. It's filled with ups and downs, twists and turns, setbacks and victories. And in order to stay on that path, you need discipline. Discipline is what keeps you going when the motivation fades. It's what fuels your actions when your energy feels drained. It's the difference between those who make it and those who give up. Success doesn't come from one big leap. It comes from taking small steps every single day, moving forward, no matter what. You've heard it said that success is a marathon, not a sprint, and it's true. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of the finish line, to look at someone who has already achieved their goals and think, "I could never get there." But that mindset will only hold you back. What you need to focus on is the next step, not the finish line. Every day is a new opportunity to move closer to where you want to be. Every day is an opportunity to take another step toward becoming the person you were meant to be. If you're focused on the end result, you'll miss the power of the journey, and the journey is where all the magic happens. But you can't do it alone. Success requires collaboration, learning from others, and putting yourself in environments that push you to grow. The people you surround yourself with have a massive impact on your mindset and your potential. When you're around people who lift you up, who challenge you to be better, who encourage you to keep going when you feel like giving up, you begin to believe in yourself more. You begin to realize that anything is possible because you're not in it alone. And the more you invest in relationships that support your growth, the more your own potential expands. It's not just about working harder, it's about working smarter. The most successful people are the ones who are constantly learning, constantly improving. They don't just sit back and let life happen to them. They take control. They actively seek out new knowledge, new strategies, new ways to improve their skills and their mindset. And this is the mindset you need to adopt if you want to reach the highest levels of success. Never stop learning, never stop growing. There's always room for improvement, no matter where you are on your journey. And as you continue to grow, you'll notice something remarkable happening. You'll begin to see the world differently. You'll begin to see the opportunities where others see obstacles. You'll start to recognize that failure isn't the end, it's just a part of the process. You'll realize that setbacks are not signs that you should quit, but signs that you need to adjust your approach and keep moving forward. Success is not about avoiding failure, it's about learning how to rise from it again and again until you reach the top. But there's one thing you need to understand. Success is not just about what you achieve, it's about who you become in the process. It's about the growth, the resilience, the discipline, and the mindset that you develop along the way. It's about waking up every day with a sense of purpose and determination, knowing that you're doing the work to create the life you've always dreamed of. It's about being proud of yourself, not because of the awards or the recognition, but because of the person you've become in the pursuit of your goals. Success doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you commit to it, when you dedicate yourself to the process, when you refuse to give up, no matter how difficult things get. It happens when you choose to rise every time you fall, and when you choose to be better today than you were yesterday. It happens when you believe that you are worthy of success, and when you work every single day to make that belief a reality. So take that first step today. Take that bold step toward your future, toward your dreams. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because it doesn't exist. The moment is now. It's time to get to work. It's time to step into your greatness, because you are capable of achieving everything you desire. All it takes is the courage to start, the commitment to continue, and the mindset to never stop. The world is waiting for you to show up and claim what's yours. The only question left is, will you take action? Will you show up for yourself every single day and keep pushing forward? The choice is yours. You have the power to make it happen. You have the power to create the life you've always dreamed of. It all starts now. Chapter 9. Practice resilience in adversity. The truth is, you're capable of more than you could ever imagine. Every single one of us carries within us the potential to create something extraordinary. Yet, far too many people settle for mediocrity, never tapping into that power because they're afraid of what might happen if they truly unleashed it. But you don't have to live that way. You don't have to be afraid of your own greatness. It's time to stop playing small and start living the life you've always been capable of. The path to success isn't easy, and it's not supposed to be. If it were, everyone would be successful. But it's the challenges, the hurdles, the setbacks that shape us into the people we're meant to become. Every time you fall, every time life knocks you down, you have a choice. You can stay down, or you can rise. You can let it define you, or you can let it refine you. That's what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. It's not talent, it's not luck, It's the ability to keep going when the going gets tough. And that's a skill you can develop. The more you face challenges head-on, the more you train yourself to push through, the more unstoppable you become. This is how you build resilience, how you grow stronger with every obstacle, and how you eventually reach the heights that others can only dream of. But resilience alone won't get you where you want to go. You can be tough, you can be determined, but if you don't have a clear sense of direction, you'll be wandering aimlessly. You have to have a vision, a dream that pulls you forward, a goal that excites you and motivates you even on the toughest days. Without vision, you're simply going through the motions, moving from one day to the next without any real purpose. And that's a dangerous place to be. When you don't have a vision, life will happen to you, and you'll find yourself wondering where all the time went. But when you have a vision, you create your own destiny. You decide what happens next. And that's what makes all the difference. But here's the thing, you can't just dream, you can't just wish for things to change. You have to take action. Action is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. It's the difference between wishing for success and working for it. So many people talk about their dreams, but few are actually willing to put in the work. They want the results but aren't willing to pay the price. Success doesn't come without sacrifice. It doesn't come without hard work, persistence and consistency. You have to commit yourself to the process, day in and day out, whether you feel like it or not. There are days when you'll be tired, when you'll feel like giving up, but it's those days that matter most. It's those days that define your future. Every small action you take, every bit of effort you put in, will pay off in the long run. It's about showing up, doing the work, and trusting that the results will come. And while you're putting in the work, you need to believe in yourself. Doubt is one of the biggest obstacles that hold people back. It's easy to look at someone else's success and think, I could never do that. It's easy to look at your own situation and think, I'm not good enough. But let me tell you, self-doubt is the enemy of progress. If you're constantly doubting yourself, you'll never take the necessary steps to move forward. You'll never take the risks that are required to grow. But when you believe in yourself, when you know deep down that you are capable, you'll take those steps, no matter how scary they seem. Belief in yourself is the foundation of everything. It's the fuel that keeps you going when everything else is telling you to stop. And here's another crucial element to your success: consistency. It's one thing to work hard for a short period of time, but success doesn't come from short bursts of effort. It comes from consistent action over time. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to get it right every single time. But you do have to keep going. Day in and day out, you need to show up and do the work. It's the small, consistent actions that compound over time to create massive results. Just like building a house brick by brick, each day you lay down a little more work, a little more effort, until you've built something monumental. And that's the power of consistency. It's not flashy, it's not glamorous, but it works. Now you also need to understand that success isn't a straight line. There will be setbacks, there will be failures, there will be moments when you think you've taken 2 steps back instead of forward. But don't let those moments discourage you. Failure is not the end, it's just the beginning. Every time you fail, you learn something new. Every time you make a mistake, you get a little bit smarter. You adjust, you pivot, and you keep moving forward. It's all part of the process. The key is to never give up. If you're willing to get back up after each failure, to learn from your mistakes, and to keep going, success is inevitable. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. When you're on this journey, You need to surround yourself with the right people. The people you spend time with have an enormous impact on your mindset and your success. You need to surround yourself with people who support you, who challenge you, and who push you to be better. When you're around people who are constantly striving for more, it rubs off on you. You begin to believe that you can do it too. But if you surround yourself with people who are negative, who don't believe in your dreams, who are content with mediocrity, you'll find it much harder to stay motivated. The people you surround yourself with either lift you up or bring you down. Choose wisely. Success is not a destination, it's a journey. It's about the person you become along the way. It's about the growth, the development, and the transformation that takes place as you pursue your goals. Every time you push yourself past your limits, every time you face a fear, every time you break through a barrier, you are becoming the person you need to be in order to achieve your dreams. It's not about reaching the end point, it's about who you become in the process. And that's what makes the journey so powerful. So right now, make the decision. Decide that you're going to take control of your life. Decide that you're going to stop waiting for the perfect moment and start taking action now. Believe in yourself. Stay consistent. Embrace failure as part of the process. Surround yourself with the right people. And most importantly, keep moving forward. Because success is waiting for you. It's right around the corner. All you have to do is take that first step. And once you do, you'll be unstoppable. Chapter 10. Lead with integrity and compassion. It's time to wake up and realize the power you have within you. Most of us go through life stuck in autopilot, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. But if you truly want to achieve greatness, you have to stop relying on external circumstances to change your life. It's not the world that needs to change, it's you. The only way you can unlock your potential is by stepping into a new version of yourself, and that means breaking free from your old habits and beliefs. The first step to changing your life is realizing that you have the ability to shape your own destiny. Too often, we convince ourselves that our circumstances define us. We tell ourselves that we're too old, too young, not smart enough, or not talented enough. But the truth is, these limitations are self-imposed. They only exist because we've accepted them. The moment you stop believing the lies you've been telling yourself is the moment your life begins to change. The power to create the life you want is already inside of you. It's in your thoughts, your actions, and your decisions. But here's where it gets tricky. You can't just hope for change. You have to be willing to do the work. Success isn't handed to anyone on a silver platter. It's earned through relentless effort, sacrifice, and perseverance. People who achieve extraordinary things don't sit around waiting for opportunity to knock. They go out and create their own opportunities. And the most successful people in the world understand something critical. They understand that everything begins with the mind. Your mind is the foundation of your success. If you can control your thoughts, you can control your actions. If you can control your actions, you can control your results. The thing is, most of us don't realize how much power we have over our own thoughts. We let our minds run wild, allowing fear, doubt, and negativity to dominate our thinking. But what if you could train your mind to think differently? What if you could consciously choose to think thoughts that empower you instead of limit you? That's when the magic happens. When you start to believe in your own abilities, when you shift your mindset to one of possibility and abundance, that's when your reality begins to change. But this shift doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, practice, and most importantly, awareness. You have to be aware of the thoughts that are holding you back and consciously replace them with empowering thoughts. This is where many people get stuck. They start off strong, feeling motivated and inspired, but then they hit a wall. They face challenges, they encounter obstacles, and they begin to doubt themselves. They start asking questions like, is this really worth it? Or why am I even doing this? But this is where the true test of character comes in. The ability to push through the tough times, to keep going when everything seems to be falling apart. That's what separates the dreamers from the doers. It's easy to stay motivated when everything is going well, but the true measure of your strength is how you handle adversity. You're going to face setbacks, you're going to have days when you feel like giving up. But it's those days that will shape you into the person you need to be to succeed. You have to understand that failure is not the opposite of success, it's a part of it. Every time you fail, you're one step closer to your goal. Failure is simply feedback, it's telling you what's working and what's not. Every mistake you make is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become better. So instead of fearing failure, embrace it. Welcome it as a sign that you're pushing yourself to new limits. The more you fail, the more you learn, and the closer you get to achieving your dreams. Now let's talk about the importance of consistency. This is something that can't be overstated. It's not about doing something once and expecting instant results. Success doesn't work like that. It's about showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. Even when it's hard, even when you're tired, even when you've had a long day. Consistency is the key to success. The small actions you take every day, no matter how insignificant they may seem, compound over time. And that's how you create lasting change. People who achieve greatness aren't the ones who make huge strides in one big leap. They're the ones who take consistent, persistent action every single day. It's easy to get caught up in the idea of instant gratification. We live in a world where everything is available at the push of a button, but success doesn't work that way. It's about putting in the work day after day, week after week, year after year. It's about sticking with your goals even when you don't see immediate results. It's about having the patience to know that every step you take is bringing you closer to where you want to be. Another critical element of success is surrounding yourself with the right people. You become like the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you're constantly around people who are negative, who complain, who don't believe in themselves, that energy will rub off on you. But if you surround yourself with people who are positive, driven, and ambitious, that energy will lift you up. The people you associate with will either inspire you to reach new heights or hold you back from achieving your full potential. Choose wisely. It's important to note that not everyone will understand your journey. Not everyone will believe in your dreams. But that doesn't matter. It's not about what other people think, it's about what you believe. If you believe in yourself, if you are determined to reach your goals, nothing can stop you. There will be people who try to discourage you, who tell you it's impossible, who try to tell you to quit. But the moment you let other people's opinions dictate your actions, you've given up control of your life. You have to trust your own intuition, trust your own abilities, and stay focused on your vision. There will be moments when you doubt yourself. There will be moments when you feel like everything is falling apart. But remember this, every successful person has been through those moments. They've felt the fear, the doubt, and the uncertainty. What makes them different is that they didn't give up. They kept going. They kept fighting for their dreams. They refused to let anything stand in their way. And so should you. Your dreams are worth fighting for. Your goals are worth pursuing. Your future is worth creating. But it all starts with you. It starts with the belief that you can do it, the courage to take action, and the determination to keep going, no matter what. You've got what it takes. Now it's time to go out there and make it happen. Your success is inevitable, as long as you're willing to put in the work, stay consistent,